familiar with this ingredient, and we were thinking of making a standardized extract of chocolate. And I'm thinking, why would I want to put that in a capsule and deprive everyone of enjoying chocolate?
Right.
But then, unfortunately, chocolate generally has too much sugar. Unfortunately, for me, the really good tasting chocolate is milk chocolate because it's creamy. I don't like the texture of dark chocolate because it's dry and brittle. But then I thought about, what about if we added this cholesterol-lowering ingredient, and not the powder that we use in CholestaCare? They're cousins. This is a plant sterol ester. What's in CholestaCare is a plant sterol. They do the same thing in your body. They lower cholesterol. But this looks and behaves like fat. So I thought, what if we just mix this with dark chocolate? You know, maybe it would help with the bitterness. Maybe it would help with the creaminess like milk chocolate. Maybe, maybe, maybe. And I did this at home initially. I put in a little glass, I put some dark chocolate in the microwave. Right. And I melted up some pure dark chocolate. Right. And then I added the plant sterol esters, mixed them all together, and I forgot about them. Then, of course, I noticed it sitting outside the microwave because Muriel had found it and had no idea what it was. And there was a jar with a spoon sitting in it, a plastic spoon sitting in it, right. A metal spoon, and it was like frozen in place. Right. And I thought that it obviously didn't work, but it did. And what we ended up creating was a chocolate that this is a 91% chocolate here. I kind of bit into it there. Typically 91% chocolate, you really can't bite into it and see it like follow the form of your mouth because it's brittle, it breaks, it's so dry. Because 91% chocolate is almost 100% pure extract of chocolate. But our 91% chocolate, because of the addition of the plant sterol esters, it has less sugar because it wasn't going to be bitter. Because the plant sterol esters not only gave it the creaminess of milk chocolate, but it also diminished the bitterness. So if you want a dark chocolate that has the attributes of milk chocolate, start with our 66%. Yeah. The 74 is the happy medium between super dark chocolate and milk chocolate, and the 91% is extreme dark chocolate, but it's creamy and it's not bitter, and all of them contain less sugar than the equivalent calories of virtually any fruit and virtually any vegetable. That's how unique these are.
And Andrew, I'm still going to ask you for next year to do a Valentine's Day chocolate little box with this.
That's what we talked about doing this when we introduced this. This product has only existed for a couple of years. We talked about doing that initially, and we really should do it because it truly is a wonderful gift to give to someone you love. But it's the most heart-healthy chocolate in the world, and I'm totally comfortable saying, and the reviews agree, I'm eating this again, the reviews agree, that this will be the best dark chocolate you've ever tasted. And even if you don't like dark chocolate, try it, you will love it.
We have all three available. It's only available to ship certain times of the year, so today's a great day to do it, and fabulous pricing as well, extra special savings. If cholesterol is on your hit list this year, something that you'd like to take and get under control, we do have CholestaCare available as well. Just a brief mention of that, Andrew, if we can.
Yeah, each capsule of CholestaCare contains the same amount of cholesterol-lowering power as each square of chocolate. So for many people, they say don't want to have a square of chocolate at breakfast. You could do one capsule of CholestaCare. And the way this works, whether it's CholestaCare or Choco Nouveau, you just have one square or one capsule with each meal, either or. You don't need both. If you had a very large meal, you could have two squares. And by the way, Choco Nouveau is only 26 calories a square. And each square, the 91%, has less than half a gram, less than 1/8 of a teaspoon or 1/10 of a teaspoon of sugar. So it really is incredibly low in sugar. As I said, lower than equivalent fruits or vegetables in sugar, and that's our chocolate. And CholestaCare capsules, they can go with you anywhere. You take them with a meal, and you could expect reductions, even with no dietary changes, of 10 to 15% in total and LDL cholesterol. You make some positive dietary changes, increasing your fiber intake, reducing your intake of cholesterol and saturated fats, and you can see reductions of 20, 30, 35% or more.
Wonderful products, wonderful reviews, Choco Nouveau, and of course CholestaCare. As we head over this way, today is a great day because it's an extra special savings event, so anything that you've had in your shopping cart, anything you've been thinking about ordering, perhaps glucosamine has been one of those products that you have looked at the reviews on. Andrew, feeling younger, feeling better, feeling that flexibility maintained is what it's all about.
And it's interesting. Because of the way I had positioned my vitamins at my house, I've been taking my marine collagen peptides and things like that.
Right.
And the bottle of glucosamine chondroitin kind of got segregated off.
Okay.
So what I realized that for about 2 or 3 weeks, I wasn't taking my glucosamine chondroitin.
Uh-oh.
And I was kind of wondering why, and I literally just started again 2 or 3 days ago. I started wondering why my body was talking to me again, because this is an ingredient that I have used religiously since 1979, wow. Actually 1978, 1979. Back as an athlete, I realized a long time ago, the degree to which I took care of my joints was the degree to which my joints were going to take care of me in terms of athletic performance and recovery. Now, at a more mature age, now it's about how well I could take care of my joints so I could remain as active as I would like to be for the rest of my life. In fact, now even in all the sports I do, I used to see how fast I could ride my mountain bike uphill and then see how fast I could ride downhill. Crashing several times and not recovering from crashes as well as I did when I was young, I now see how fast I can go uphill and how slow I'm willing to go downhill. Because as I often say, we just don't recover as well from the minor things anymore. So when it comes to sports, I think when it comes to life, we try to do as much as we can to enjoy life without compromising our long-term health, without compromising the integrity of our joints. And when it comes to maintaining and repairing our joints, not even sports come into play when we talk about what we do on a daily basis, the hours we spend standing or sitting or moving around. It places tremendous demands on these joints. What would you say about a hinge in a door, or a cabinet in a door in a house that would last 100 years? You'd go, wow, that's unbelievably well designed. Sure. That's what we expect all the joints in our hands, our wrists, our elbows, our shoulders, our hips, and we are challenged by the very nature of how we live. So glucosamine chondroitin, not a drug, not a medicine, not a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, as many companies like to position it, but I think even better in that it's the actual structural material that your body uses to manage, to repair, and maintain your joint tissue.
And Andrew, one of the things that I do want to ask you about, and obviously folks, just before I do actually pricing, because we're doing a couple of quick presentations before we get to our today's special. If you do want to order the glucosamine, here is what we're looking at. 4 different sizes, 61, 22, 44, 80. This is where the pricing normally is. This is the special pricing because you're buying it today. So instead of $5, it's under 100. So instead of $204.60, it's $99.90, and it's on FlexPay. That's a significant saving. You're saving more than you're spending. So you save more money than you're spending, maximizing certainly the savings and maximizing not only, you know, quality of life. Because we feel it, we all feel it as we get older. I mean, I've had knee issues for a long time. It's a long story, I'll tell you later. But the truth of the matter is, when you don't feel as flexible, you've got the aches and pains, it really drags you down, it brings you down. If your body is talking to you and it's saying that it needs something, you know, Andrew's glucosamine chondroitin is gonna really supply. Here's the question I was gonna ask Andrew though. Andrew, this glucosamine product is different to many others out there.
Well, that's another one of those examples where the companies that make the typical products you'll see at say the big box stores or even pharmacies, grocery stores, they would like you to think that all glucosamine is created equal and all chondroitin is created equal. And again, nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, the scientific charts I have here talk about the fact that the form of glucosamine talked about in the research is glucosamine sulfate, not glucosamine hydrochloride. Unfortunately, the majority of glucosamine you now see on the market is glucosamine hydrochloride because it's much less expensive to throw it into a product. And that's basically what they do. They throw it into a product that isn't going to give you the scientifically supported benefits that you seek. It's going to be less expensive, but you get what you pay for. So again, when you're going to be taking glucosamine and chondroitin, it needs to be the proper form. It needs to be at the proper level. And again, 1,500 milligrams of glucosamine sulfate. If you follow the research, that means you're actually delivering 2,000 milligrams of glucosamine sulfate, and you're delivering 1,500 milligrams of glucosamine in the form of glucosamine sulfate, 2,000 milligrams. So when it comes to chondroitin sulfate, it's the 1,200 milligrams of the entire molecule chondroitin sulfate. But these are the things you need to know. Also, most chondroitin sulfate on the market is a source of sodium. For those of us watching our our blood pressure levels, or just anyone. I think we consume way too much sodium, even if we don't have blood pressure. And I have low blood pressure, and I tend to watch my sodium intake again because we get too much sodium in the typical American diet. But we only add to that with the typical form of chondroitin. So, to Adam's point, yes, we are. All of these products are very, very different. And it's really up to us to try to educate ourselves. I know it's difficult because most of the companies out there, they really don't want you to know because they're busy putting things in their products that they prefer you not know. So I prefer that you know the difference, so at least you're intelligently determining, you're making an informed decision as to what you want to put in your body.
So Andrew, I said I had a surprise for you.
Yes.
Well, first thing is, of course, there's your
Thank you.
hat.
I was looking for my hat.
I noticed that over the time I've been here, I feel, you give me this wonderful coat to wear. I think it's only time that Mr. Andrew Lessman, you have yours.
Do I have my own coat? Wow.
With Andrew's name tag on it right there. It's about time, sir. I present this to you as a gift.
Thank you so much. I'll never take it off. I'll sleep in it.
I could only imagine. You should walk around to the supermarket in it.
Yes.
Everybody will know. This is Andrew Lessman from ProCaps. Well, Andrew, sir, obviously your facility is something that you are so proud of.
Yes.
Incredible men and women that work here. Let's go on a little tour.
I now feel so much more. I used to feel sort of naked walking around here. Not anymore.
It's wonderful.
So shall we do a little stroll?
We ready?
Bye, guys. Bye, pups, the dogs.
Bye, guys. We'll see you in a little bit.
We'll see you over there, Link.
He's looking over. Where are you two going?
He knows.
Okay, so we begin.
We begin. So,
thank you.
What we're going to do is we're going to do a circle and come back around there.
Okay.
Behind me here is a very large warehouse, and that very large warehouse is where finished product leaves.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, the far side there is where product arrives, then it moves through our facility here. This is bottling. So bottling is the last step. Bottling is where capsules are put into bottles, and then those bottles leave our facility.
Okay.
So this is the last step here. We are bottling, as we were yesterday, we are bottling our Vitamin Angels.
Yeah.
So this is the vitamin that goes around the world. And as I said yesterday, this could be going to Kenya, this could be going to Nepal or Tibet, this could be going to Haiti, or it could be going right here in the United States somewhere.
Brilliant. 35 million, I believe, so far, Andrew.
Yes, so we are, it's something that, that we're very proud of. What I was going to quickly show here. So as you can see, this bottling line is long. It's probably a good, I'd say 150 feet long.
Wow.
And this is where we make our tea.
And I love Andrew's teas. If you've never tried them before, we recommend them.
And here we have a number of products that come in these purple packets. Whether it's, we have a joint product that's a comprehensive product. And I'm not sure if we changed the graphic. Do we have turmeric on the screen now?
Yes, they're putting turmeric on, yes.
So again, turmeric is a botanical, gets bottled on this bottling line. And turmeric, we followed the glucosamine and chondroitin presentation because turmeric is Mother Nature's natural soothing ingredient for our joints, also detoxifying for our liver. Our turmeric is unique in that it's actually bioavailable. Most turmeric, unfortunately, is not very well absorbed unless it's complex with fat.
Right.
But so we have our packaging machines there, and we're going to exit there in a little while. We're going to do a circle here. So so now we're going to go into a hallway that's kind of a transport hallway where forklifts or other materials move up and back with product. And as we move here, and we have some pictures here from Vitamin Angels from around the world. That is actually from, I believe, Nepal. Wow. And that is from, I think that's from Kenya. I recall Howard from Vitamin Angels had sent me the pictures. So as we move into this corridor here, because now we're getting toward the side of the facility where the raw materials enter.
Yes.
And of course, everything that enters the facility has to be tested before it ever goes into inventory, before it ever leaves quarantine. So it all gets quarantined. So as we walk here, this is a new machine we just brought in. We have a natural sweetener coming out, and it's called Sucress. And that natural sweetener, very exciting.
This is like the biggest thing everybody's so excited about.
Because most people don't realize if they read the fine print on their whatever the sweetener might be, it contains sugar or carbohydrate. And most of us are trying to reduce sugar and carbohydrate intake. So that's coming out soon, probably by April. And here are blenders. This is whatever we do, whether it's a sweetener, whether it's our multivitamin, whatever we do in powders, whether it's our marine collagen peptides. And what you do actually is in the larger blenders, we fill from above. Yeah. Here, we don't fill from above, we fill from below, and we empty using gravity as well. But the blenders work by rotating, as you see here, and this is our 30 cubic foot, then we have a 75 cubic foot there. And these blenders,
do they lift them in with a crane? How do they get in here?
Oh, the blenders?
Yeah.
Oh, they'd have to come in with a crane or with heavy equipment. And well, we'll see on the larger blenders, it was quite the task to get it in here and get it installed. And literally, especially with the large blenders, these were actually, the rooms were built around the blender. Wow. So the rooms are really designed for each blender, especially when we go to the other side. And as we go to the other side, we have our 150 cubic foot and 200 cubic foot blend, 300 cubic foot. Those are enormous blenders. But just quickly here, you get a sense of sort of the size of the warehouse. Behind all these bottles here is a big loading dock. And on the other side of the facility is another loading dock. This is mostly for inbound materials coming in here. We see lots of bottles and things. And then the other side of the facility there is going to be for finished product leaving.
That's the new building?
No, the new building is over there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm talking about, this is one building, our original building, where the product kind of flows like that.
Okay.
The other building, currently, we haven't built it out for any production. We just use it right now for warehousing. Okay. We're using it, and we have a little conveyor that carries products between it. So we don't have to run a truck between the buildings. Yep. It's much more environmentally responsible, rather than having a truck, but to simply have a conveyor that connects the buildings. And here's our big monster blender, our 300 cubic foot blender, which is what makes things like our turmeric and things like our Essential 1 so much more affordable to create. Because of the efficiencies here, we have been able to create products much more affordably for everyone, and that's why our pricing has not only been stable but gone down over the years. And here's our 150 cubic foot blender, another monster blender. Effectively, this blender here is 4 times the size of what our largest blender was just a few years ago. Really? And by having these large blenders, it eliminated so many steps in production. It made it so much more efficient. And as we walked by here, this is where we do powder fill, not in capsules. So here we're doing powder fill on Secure, but we also will do our marine collagen peptides in there. All of our powder that's a bulk powder in a container is done in that room. And as we start coming around, we're going around the circle. It's kind of more of an elliptical path. and here's cold storage, where we have a lot of chocolate in there, things. That's a cold storage room.
Here, yeah.
Yep, you can smell it. And this is, because we like to keep that cold, it stays longer when it's cold, even though we tend to inventory nothing for long periods of time. That's our style. But here's our...
where it all began.
This is the kind, very similar to the kind of machine. I ran a machine called a Type 8, which was fully manual. This is a semi-automatic machine, very similar, same technology. When I first made capsules 40 years ago. I probably haven't run a capsule machine for about 30 years, but this is...
You never forget.
It's very straightforward. The capsules are there. They get rectified. They get put in the rings. The rings are separated. You put the half of the rings here with open capsules. The powder comes from this hopper here. There's an auger that forces the powder down into the capsules, and this is the closing station where you close up the capsules, and they're finished. And this whole corridor here, this is all encapsulation. Wow. And if we go through the door there at the far side, on the far side there, that's the start of the blenders, where we started with the smaller blenders.
Yes, yes.
So, and as we go through here, because every time we change what we run on a capsule machine, or we change what we run on any machine, you have to do a full clean. Right. So this entire area, this is just all for cleanup. Those rooms are actually rooms where you could do sort of like serious hosing down of things. Wow. That's why they're separated rooms. Amazing. So everything needs to be cleaned up between blends. Even though there's not drugs or medicines here, just supplements, we just don't want any cross-contamination at all. And then now we're back on our packaging floor. So we're back where these are our packaging machines here. There's our smaller bottling line there. This is our big bottling line, the beginning of the big bottling line here that's running Vitamin Angels. This is an aggregator in terms of the bottles.
Look at this.
And then the bottles get all properly positioned on the bottling line.
They should do one of those Discovery Channel things with you, Andrew. How it's made with Andrew Lessman.
No, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. I don't think anyone really contemplates it, and I don't think we ever really get a chance to see how any of the products we use are made. So
true.
Here, this is a chance to see that we have, because originally I had no intent to make vitamins. I just wanted to have great vitamins made for me. But no one could make the vitamins at the level of quality I wanted. So I was forced 40 years ago to start making them for myself. And that's what we do here.
It's amazing. That's the story. And here are your vitamins being made as we speak.
And so once again here, this is just a more demure, a smaller bottling line. But again, a bottling line that runs at relatively high efficiencies. But this is what we use if we're making a small quantity of product.
Are all of these machines custom made for you? It always mesmerizes me.
All of the lines are, many of the machines are standard machines that just get modified to do what we want to do here for our production purposes.
Just amazing. It really is. To you, Andrew, it must never get old seeing it, right?
Well, whenever I see it, I'm always surprised, like, how did this happen? So
well, because you're amazing, that's how.
No.
Look at you, and you guys are even more amazing. Look at that. Oh, hi there.
What's going on?
It's beautiful. Look at his hair and his beautiful coat, just beautiful. Well, I love it every single time. We're going to head over this way.
What's going on, guys?
Where are we going next? Is it to turmeric first? Turmeric? We'll do turmeric.
We're going over there.
I think we're going over here.
I have to let them do their little greeting.
They miss you, you see. You've gone 5 minutes. It's like you've been gone a lifetime.
They're both herding dogs. So I think with Lincoln more than anything, he just is worried when everybody isn't where they're supposed to be.
Right.
If I'm on a run or something like that, if we're on the beach or something, and there are a bunch of kids playing on the beach, you leave Lincoln on the beach with the kids for just a couple of minutes, and all the kids will be in a small circle.
He's truly a herding dog.
There's no doubt.
That's what he does.
Yep.
Well, they are herding us as we speak. They're saying we've got to wrap things up. So thank you for your orders on our turmeric. Fabulous product, very soothing, extra special savings if you're ordering today. I know there's only about 35 minutes left of our show for this lunchtime. We're going to head over this way because, Andrew, you and I have had the opportunity to talk about this a couple times this month, and I'm thrilled we get to do it today.
Just briefly, yes.
Just briefly.
Yep.
Healthy Hair, Skin and Nails. It's a monthly special.
It's a monthly special. We just wanted to feature this in this month because, again, and it's something that now we're changing how we do everything. We used to simply have one Today Special a year for a key product, and then we'd have sort of the event price when I'm visiting. And my visits are generally one day and one day only, and that happens, say, 4 times a year, twice a month, 4 times a year. So there's not a lot of days, about 8 or 10 days.
Right.
So I've heard that if you miss a Today Special, you're disappointed that the gap between the Today Special price and the event price is very large. So what we started doing a few months ago, and the feedback has been that it's a good idea, that we're going to be doing a 1 monthly special. For our key Today Specials, the key ones, there'll be 1 monthly special. It will not have quite Today Special pricing as we have here today, but it's better, far better than event pricing. So that's what we're doing this month for Healthy Hair, Skin and Nails. And
you can see it, there's a 60, 120, 240 or 360 caps. Typically people take 1 or 2 per day. Pricing sensational, I mean, never been better. If you look, $89.90 normal pricing today, $54.19 for the rest of this month. What is it? Well, it's about taking on the challenges of aging with regards to our hair, our skin, our nails, stronger, faster growing, more radiant feeling of our skin. Many folks have said the best kept beauty secret on HSN. We spend a lot of money on, guys and girls, moisturizing obviously our face, looking to look younger. Well, let's start from the inside out. I did have the number, but it's thousands upon reviews. I mean, thousands and thousands of reviews that say this is one of the best products they ever purchased. Certainly one of the most popular and most reordered because of the way it makes you feel. And Andrew, that really is part and parcel of confidence as we age. It's helping to challenge the effects of time.
Well, I think it shouldn't come as a mystery to all of us. We know what the aging process does to our joints, to our blood vessels, to all the important systems in our body, our cardiovascular system, our cerebrovascular system, the blood vessels that lead to our brain. So we understand the consequences of aging, and we understand that aging obviously has visible consequences to our hair, skin, and nails. I think, though, that we don't think there's really anything we can do about it, but we obviously can. This product wouldn't be rated 4.5 stars with thousands of 5-star reviews, overwhelmingly positive reviews, if it didn't work. And again, it's as simple as nutrition, and it's as simple as the fact we're inside my manufacturing facility. I can't manufacture your product and manufacture your product well unless the appropriate things enter this facility. Once the product leaves the facility, it's too late. Can't do anything about it. That's the same analogy for your hair, skin, and nails. You can't manufacture those tissues as well as you would hope, and with age, the challenges become even greater. You can't manufacture them as well as you would hope or as well as your body potentially could without the appropriate tools, and that's nutrients. And again, once those hair, skin, and nails are seen outside your body, they're dead tissues. Right. It's too late, as they say. What is it? The horse is out of the barn. So that's really the last opportunity to make a difference in the quality of those tissues. And unfortunately, we invest billions or tens of billions of dollars in this country on the quality of those tissues when it's too late, instead of investing pennies. And with a product like this, it's literally pennies a day. Most people take 1 capsule a day. I think it's probably 50-50, 1 or 2 capsules daily. Right now, I typically take 1 capsule daily of this product because we've increased the potency from originally 500 micrograms of biotin to 4,000 micrograms of biotin. Most people now take 1 capsule daily. You could take 1 or 2. What I recommend is starting initially for the first month or 2 with 2 capsules and then see how 1 capsule works for you afterwards.
And that's a big point because there are many fans of healthy hair, skin, and nails. The numbers speak for themselves. Just shy of 6,000 reviews, 4,400 of them are perfect 5 stars. Today is a pricing that really delivers on a value. So if you've run out of healthy hair, skin, and nails and you thought, did I miss the Today special? I want to get some really good deals on it. You got it, especially on those larger sizes. Something that, you know, you read the reviews and in some cases they're emotional. In some cases they are thankful to Andrew for putting out such a quality product, a pure product, because our skin, our nails, which might be a little bit brittle, maybe they don't grow as much as they used to, maybe our hair, we're starting to see some effects. This helps to amp it all up with the right levels of those key ingredients. That's what makes a big difference. Andrew has lots of winners in the line. There is no doubt that healthy hair, skin, and nails continues to be at the very tippity top of all of those. Okay, we're going to head over this way. I know we're running out of time in this show. It always goes quickly. Obviously, we're here in Henderson, Nevada. It's a wonderful time to kind of go through how things are done, how things are made, show off this amazing facility. But we have 2 superstars today, and I don't mean Andrew and myself. I mean, we have 2 today's specials, our vitamin K2 MK7 and our phenomenal Essential One, the one product that you should have. These 2 items, best pricing of the year. Real quick on vitamin K2 MK7, we're going to talk about those of us that are taking calcium, magnesium products, why this is so important. 4 sizes, here's where the pricing is typically and where it will be at midnight tonight. Here's the special pricing, and the savings are significant. Andrew, this is, as we said...
If you even look at the normal 180 capsule price, and this is a reduced price, and by the way, this is a substantial savings over the 50 microgram. So if you look at the normal 180 capsule supply, the 360 is less expensive.
Yes, it is.
So this is our best pricing ever on vitamin K2 MK7, and it really is. It's an essential nutrient, but but I think all of us lose sight of the word essential means. Essential means that our body requires this. And unfortunately, in the American diet, the U.S. diet, there are no significant sources whatsoever. If we lived in Japan and we're eating fermented things like natto or things like that, maybe we have a chance of getting some vitamin K2, MK7, but we don't really have a chance of getting any kind of significant levels, appreciable levels at all here in America. So these benefits that are enormous, the benefits of vitamin K2, MK7 in terms of how our body uses calcium to strengthen and retain the health and support the health of our bones, and at the same time prevent calcium from potentially getting into other tissues of our body, causing calcification, which in terms of our arteries and blood vessels can lose their flexibility and resiliency, which is associated with their good health. So it's an indispensable nutrient at 100 micrograms potency. Even if you're only taking one capsule every other day, which makes this even more affordable, you're still doing something significant in terms of your good health. Our 50 microgram product, a daily product, is a great product. So 100 micrograms every day. If you went every other day, it's like taking the 50 microgram, except even more affordable. One
of the things that I think people tune in for when we see Andrew is to learn more and discover something new. Andrew, you've been talking about vitamin K2, MK7 for a while now, but it seems that today, in the past 12, 24 months, it's really caught fire.
Well, there's more. I encounter more and more. Certainly the science has always been there, but I'm encountering more and more discussion of this in, say, newspapers or magazines or health magazines, that it's starting to be picked up. Again, it's not a sexy nutrient. We're talking about bone health, and vitamin D and calcium and magnesium have always been the stars of that, but they can't be the star without the support of vitamin K2, MK7. When we talk about heart health, we talk about omega-3s, we talk about cholesterol levels and cholesterol issues. It's strange to talk about a nutrient like vitamin K2, MK7 that's so healthy for heart health because of its role in something seemingly totally unrelated, calcium metabolism. But calcium metabolism, just normal, healthy calcium metabolism, over the course of our lifetime has implications for the health of our blood vessels and the resiliency of our blood vessels, because some calcium gets in those tissues and causes a loss of flexibility and resiliency as calcification takes place. But vitamin K2, MK7 is that opportunity to ensure that calcium stays where it's supposed to be, providing the strength and integrity to our bones, which is the reservoir of calcium for the whole rest of our body. All the cells in our body needs calcium. And that's kind of the problem, that calcium needs to be sort of being exchanged between all the cells in our body all the time. But its ubiquitousness, the fact that it's everywhere all the time, has potential for it playing a role in calcification. So we want to keep that calcium in that reservoir, in our healthy bones, and we want to resist its being deposited elsewhere into the tissues of our blood vessels, our arteries. So the good health of our heart and cardiovascular system require vitamin K2, MK7 supporting the appropriate location and metabolism of calcium within our body.
Today's your day to do it. If you are taking any calcium product, magnesium product, we encourage you, as Andrew said, get that incredible vitamin K2, MK7 to really maximize the benefits. If we're doing something, we want to make sure that we are really amping it up, making sure it's doing the best it can possibly can for us and our body. One last time on the pricing, if you are ordering today, you are guaranteed the best pricing of the year. So the best pricing of the year is today, $30, $60, $180 or $360. Andrew, you pointed it out, and it's a really good point. The $180 typically would be $74 and change. Today you can get a 360 caps for $69.90.
Or even the 60 capsule, if you double the price of the 60 capsule, you're at $66 roughly, which is almost the price of the 360. So for double the 60, you're getting 6 times the quantity.
It's true.
So just, it underscores how, as you get to a larger size, and this applies to all of my products, you save more. And part of the reason we do that and encourage that, it's not just the fact that our production efficiency goes up dramatically with the larger sizes, but each bottle requires a shipment.
Yes.
I want to reduce the shipments because that's better for the environment. It's less deliveries to your home. So we really like to encourage the large size, not just from the standpoint of it being more efficient for us to produce and manufacture 1 bottle versus 6 bottles, but 1 delivery versus 6 deliveries. That's an enormous difference in environmental impact and burden and carbon footprint. So that's why the large size is beyond the simple economics of how much more efficient it is for us to make it here. We also want to make it efficient for our planet as well.
Well, with that in mind, we are going to end our show the way we started our show, and that's over this way. That was our first Today Special, or second Today Special. Our true anchor of the day is that foundational product, the multivitamin, that tops, quite frankly, all multivitamins. It's Andrew's Essential One. Many of you know by now, I could talk your ear off about this. I could certainly tell you that it's the best product I've ever encountered when it comes to multivitamins. Many of us have tried multivitamins and not been happy. Those rock hard tablets, they don't digest very well. This is a capsule, a soft, easy to swallow capsule that delivers more and better ingredients than we believe any of the others. And we'll talk about them. Those of us that have been taking perhaps Centrum or One a Day, lots of brands out there that we're very familiar with. This is something that's completely different. Quite frankly, Andrew, in a league of its own.
Well, as I was saying earlier, it really is difficult to compare this to any other leading multivitamin. They really haven't changed in the decades and decades and decades they've been doing what they were doing. I mean, I've been doing this for 40 years. This product has evolved tremendously over those 40 years. Our product now contains lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin. It contains a special form of folate. It contains levels of biotin. That was were the original levels in my beauty vitamin. So you start to get an experience of my healthy hair, skin, and nails when you get my Essential One, that it is really intended to be in a league of its own, because most of the multivitamins in the market, I mean, all the leading multivitamins, I look at them and I'm just crushingly disappointed that products that I thought 40 years ago would have had to respond, would have had to maybe start using capsules instead of tablets, instead of these rock hard dosage forms, would have had to start eliminating the artificial colors. But they haven't. Would have had to start eliminating all the additives that make it so hard to swallow, so difficult on your stomach. But they haven't changed at all. They haven't evolved at all. I guess it's good for me because it makes my product so unique, so different, and objectively. I mean, it's just, these are things, it's superior. If you went to a restaurant and they brought you your water with yellow dye number 5 in it or yellow number 6 in it because they thought it looked prettier, what would you say? Get that out of here.
Yeah.
If they put carnauba wax on the food or shellac on the foods because it made it shinier, it made it prettier for you, you'd again say, get that out of here. And that's basically what they do with tablets. They pretty them up. They're ugly and unpleasant because they're hard to swallow and difficult to digest. And all they do is pretty them up. It's basically their desire to sort of deceive us all.
Right.
And I say that because in my youth, I took those same multivitamins as well, because I knew that vitamins and minerals, they're what defines a healthy diet. We can't escape it. We need vitamins and minerals or we're not going to be alive. We need them. The question is whether we get adequate amounts from our diet or not. You read the science, you read the research, at least when it comes to things like vitamin D and B12, most of us don't get adequate or sufficient amounts. If you even things like vitamin C and vitamin E, most of us don't get adequate and sufficient amounts. Most of us hardly go a day getting the amounts we need of more than 4, 5, 6 of the vitamins and minerals we need. It's actually quite appalling when you look at the numbers. But that's why there's really no argument against a basic multivitamin, multimineral supplement. No argument. And that's what we're talking about here. Vitamins and minerals that define a healthy diet that the science, the physicians tell us aren't in the diet we're eating. It's not healthy. So that's all a multivitamin mineral is about. We've breathed real life into ours because we don't just give you minimal amounts of each thing. We recognize and read the research about vitamin D and vitamin B12 being deficient and insufficient in most of our diets, requiring most of us to take a separate vitamin D and a separate B12. You get your separate D and separate B12 here. For the price of that separate B12, if you got 400 days of our separate B12 250, and that's exactly what you get in this Essential One is our B12 250, it would cost the same. With our separate vitamin D, it would cost the same. So in other words, you're investing in 25 nutrients and a half a dozen of which cost even more than the vitamin D and B12. Lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin, our 5-MTHF, a special form of folate, our vitamin B12 at 250 micrograms, a form of B12 that isn't found in any of the leading multivitamins, but is objectively, scientifically, factually superior. And so it's not that all vitamins are created equal. They'd love for you to think that. They don't want you to know the truth if you really peel back, sort of as they say, the layers of the onion and find out what's really going on in those products, discovering the true differences. But even beyond all that, my product is respectful to you beyond the fact that there's no artificial colors, beyond the fact that we give the real form of B12 that you want and the levels of vitamin D and B12 that you want. My product provides the form that you're going to want to take. It's small. So despite that high potency, it's small. It's a tiny capsule. It's a soft capsule. I can squeeze that capsule and it gives. So when you swallow it, your throat doesn't have to give, it gives way. And then when it reaches your stomach, you're not going to have some, here, rock hard tablet that's sitting on the lining of your stomach. You're going to have an ultrafine powder that dissolves instantly, delivering the benefits, delivering the nutrients, because those nutrients can't be absorbed. Even if they're granules, they can't be absorbed unless they go into solution. And each of the ingredients in my product was contemplated in terms of its solubility, the ease with which it's going to go into solution, the ease with which you're going to enjoy it. So it's a whole different world of creation and design, the way we create our product, than the way they've created theirs. And our reviews, this product wouldn't have over 97% positive reviews. It wouldn't be rated 4.7 stars, 85% 5-star reviews, over 93% 4 and 5-star reviews, and over 97% 3, 4, and 5-star reviews, if it weren't created differently, entirely differently.
I want to say something, and it's not because I want to embarrass Andrew with him being here, but I think it's important because sometimes when we watch things on television, they appear to be this glossy facade and there's a lot of hype and excitement around it. It's important that I tell you this. In 20 years nearly of being on television in England and in America, I have never met a gentleman who is absolutely as involved in his product, as much as a perfectionist as he is passionate, enthusiastic. The integrity and credibility that this gentleman brings, and that's why we're here today, because Andrew wants to show you absolutely every part of this. This is not a good product. It's the best product. There is no multivitamin that compares to this. You might have been taking a Centrum or a One-A-Day for 10 years, and it's hard to hear that. It's hard to listen to somebody say, well, you know, it's perhaps not as good as it should be because it's a rock-hard tablet. We don't want to believe it because we invested a lot in it. But Andrew, and I say that respectfully to you, it has always been your mission to do that, to create the best or nothing at all.
Right. If I can't create a product that's objectively superior, I'll recommend you take the other product. And with all due respect to the companies that make One-A-Day or the companies that make Centrum, they are the pioneers that without them, I'm not here. But I've just chosen to do it in a different fashion. That if you read the reviews or the feedback from consumers in terms of tablets and swallowing large tablets, we know what they say in terms of how those tablets then behave in our stomach. We know what they say. We know what consumer preferences are in terms of artificial colors. But it's not like on the front of the label it says artificial colors in big, bold print. It says it in the what are the additional ingredients or the inactive ingredients. It'll say yellow 5 or red 40 or blue 2 or yellow 6. So, you know, with all due respect to them, I probably wouldn't be here without them because they're the pioneers in this industry. But in many industries, some people get left behind. Unfortunately for consumers, that the sales of my multivitamin probably don't amount to 1% of the sales of their multivitamins. Probably doesn't amount to 1% of the sales of Walmart's or Target's multivitamin. And I don't say, I'm happy where we are here, but I say that really it would be nice if all consumers benefit with the proper level of vitamin D, with the proper form of B12, that when they got their multivitamin, they actually got lutein, they got lycopene, they got zeaxanthin. for those of us, and I'm one of them, who don't have the ability to process and metabolize folic acid, that they got the special active form of methylfolate that we deliver. It would be nice if all American consumers who take a multivitamin, and there's probably tens of millions of them, it's nice if they got some of those benefits. But unfortunately, the leaders of this industry haven't seen fit to put lutein and lycopene and zeaxanthin in all of their products. A tiny number of them have a little bit of lutein, a little bit of zeaxanthin. They all know they're important because when they do their separate eye formula, they give you the full amount of lutein and zeaxanthin. But as long as I recognize how important lutein and zeaxanthin are in my eye formula, I need to make sure that I give you a decent amount of them to start that foundation with my general multivitamin. They know the issues with standard folic acid. They know that cyanocobalamin, the standard form of B12, is not the natural coenzyme form that's used in our body, the methylcobalamin that we use. They also know the challenges of absorption of B12, but they don't protect it from stomach acid. So again, it's just a simple decision that I've gone about trying to make a product that addresses all of the problems, the issues, the obstacles, the concerns, the scientific studies that recognize there is a better way to do things, and that's the way we've gone about doing them. So again, I wish that more people could get the kind of quality that we exhibit here with our products and the kind of experience in swallowing a capsule that's small, that won't upset your stomach. But unfortunately, as we see in every industry, it's the very large companies that have the very large advertising budgets. And if you want to know how large my advertising budget is, it's
zero.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and maybe we should change that. And maybe we should try to speak to others who are not watching HSN and not visiting QVC.com as well. But, and perhaps it's my civic duty to do that. And perhaps that's something we'll do in the future.
Well, it's my civic duty to tell you that the pricing today is the best of the entire year. Our time is running out in the show. We have but just a few minutes left. Do this for you. Do this because you've been meaning to take a multivitamin. Do this because you want to upgrade your multivitamin experience, because if you're going to do it every day, if you're going to take a capsule every day, let's make sure that it's the best possible. Here are the options that we have. There is a 50, a 100, a 200, and a 400 capsule. This size is exclusive to today. Andrew does not make this size typically. He does it for today because it's a today special. Normal pricing is here. That's what it will become at midnight. You can see the special pricing, insanely affordable. If you take a look at maybe the 200, normally 200 caps would be about $95. We're going to double that and charge you less. So it's better than a buy one, get one. These are even on FlexPay, so get it home for under $20 as well. So get it for you and get it for the entire family. The bigger size offers the maximum savings. You're going to feel good, you're going to feel better. We're giving our body the things that perhaps it's not getting. Our body is talking to us because maybe our diet isn't the way it should be. Maybe it's your son. Maybe it's your husband or wife, and you know, maybe your husband always eats, certain foods that are not good for him, and you know he's not getting the right vitamins and nutrients and minerals. Get him to get started on Essential One. It's the best thing, because the one thing we can all agree on, all of our wants and desires, hopes and dreams, having our best health, giving our body what it really deserves to live a better life, a longer life, that's worth every single penny. At any price, it becomes priceless. Obviously, this product, as we are proud to show off, is truly one of a kind. It's unique. The ultra-high potency is something that's significant to us, because we are really giving our body, fueling our body with what it craves and what it needs. So the money speaks for itself, we know that. Andrew, Essential One, perhaps out of all the vitamins that you bring to us, is the one that we can all guarantee we have to take.
Well, it's the foundation. If you look at, and I talked about this last night, if you look at recommendations of doctors, typical recommendation of a doctor is a multivitamin. But most multivitamins deliver inadequate amounts of the other nutrients that doctors are recommending we make sure we get, vitamin D, specifically vitamin B12, because it's so well established that such a large percentage of the population are deficient or insufficient in vitamin D and B12. And of course, B12 needs to be in its proper form. It isn't in the typical multivitamin at all, any of the leading multivitamins, and vitamin D needs to be at its proper level. What it's going to do is just read a random selection of reviews. I really encourage anyone to go to hsn.com and read the reviews, because this is truly a product unlike any product you're going to find on the market. And as long as we're going to try to do the right things in terms of making up for a diet that might be less than ideal, or a lifestyle that might be less than ideal, at least for less than 20 cents a day, you're doing it perfectly. You're doing it in a fashion that delivers the key nutrients that you really need. So let's look at the chart here, and does it in a fashion that won't upset your stomach. So the best multivitamin packed in a tiny capsule. I've tried just about every vitamin out there, and I absolutely love this vitamin the most. It's such a small capsule, yet I know it's working because I feel so much better, more energy, positive moods, and I'm just so happy with the Essential One. I will purchase it again for sure. If you haven't tried this, I would say, what are you waiting for? You sure don't have anything to lose, and what you'll gain from taking quality vitamins is so much more than you could put a price on. I know my health and well-being is very important because I don't have anyone to take care of me when I get older. So it's imperative I take care of myself to the best of my ability. I feel the difference.
All right.
Best multivitamins on the planet. I love Essential One with D3. Many multivitamins upset my stomach or are horse pills, which I cannot swallow. These are the perfect size and have an incredibly high level of potency per pill. I love listening to Andrew, as he is so knowledgeable on vitamins and nutrition. I say this as a chemist that works for the largest vitamin manufacturer in the world.
Wow.
Who supply manufacturers like Andrew, so I would know. The best. I wish Andrew Lessman would have the comparison of Essential One to all the other vitamins on the market permanently on the HSN site for this item. I read this last night. We need to do this. Yep. This is full of everything you need. No one can touch the levels of all the various vitamins he packs into this wonderful, easy to swallow capsule, easy to swallow vitamin. Many vitamins are huge and don't even melt in a warm glass of water. That means they might not be breaking down in your body. As you often hear in reviews of his products, I will never be without this product. From Cynthia in Alabama. Perfect title for such an essential product. I've been using this product for several years now, and I'm grateful for the annual sale and free shipping. I had tried to use store brand and brand name supplements, but I did not have the energy and continued wellness as with Andrew's products. Now I make sure I am never without my daily Essential One and a few other ProCaps products. Thanks, Andrew, for such wonderful healthcare supplements. From Terry in California. Never run out again. I tried another brand after running out of Essential One. I will not let that ever happen again. I had to take 2 other brands to get the amount of vitamins and nutrients I get with your 1 per day vitamin, and I feel the difference. Please bring these back as a Today Special. Here we are, at least 3 times a year. We do it once a year. Maybe we'll do a monthly special sometime toward the end of the year. Thank you for maintaining your high standards and quality for your products. From Mariana, Texas. It is the Today Special and the tens of millions of capsules we produce that allows us to have this kind of savings. I'm very pleased with the product. I was never one to take vitamins until lab results revealed I was extremely deficient in vitamin D. We have so many reviews that talk about that. At that time, I had experienced bone issues and muscle weakness. The cause was deficiency of vitamin D. It made me realize the importance of vitamins and good nutrition. Unfortunately, we can't always provide our bodies with what it needs. Taking a multivitamin each day that is easy to swallow and doesn't upset my stomach is wonderful. I know I'm doing something good for myself, and I feel great. I also learned so much about each product from Andrew Lessman. He is very knowledgeable and seems to really care that consumers understand the benefits. I've recommended his products to coworkers and family members. From Sue in Massachusetts. Thank you very much, Sue.
Fabulous.
We'll never be without it. I've been taking Essential One for a few months every morning, and it's one of many products I take from Andrew Lessman. I love it, and I know I'm reaping the benefits of everything this has to offer. Thank you for everything, Andrew. The main staple in my vitamin regimen. Andrew, I've been buying this product and along with several others, and can truly say I feel fatigued if I don't take them. They never bother my stomach, even if I haven't had breakfast. If anyone needs a good multivitamin, look no further. This is the one for you. Give it a try. It's definitely worth it. Energy in a capsule. Unbelievable. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, HSN, for bringing such an outstanding product to us. I feel more energy from the third day of use. I work many hours and am usually out of energy by the evening. One Essential One capsule gave me the energy I needed to spend time with my 4-year-old without being deflated. I can't thank you enough for such an outstanding product. I will never go without it. I use the Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails and am amazed by it as well. From Lydia in Virginia. We'll do one more. 28 days in and love these vitamins. I've watched Andrew off and on for years, but never ordered any of his products until January. This is probably last January. I finally purchased these and the immune factors. Love, love, love these. I have many more I have more energy again. I've started exercising again too. I'm 28 days into using these and I can tell the difference. They do not upset my stomach at all. I'm not tired and wanting to blow off exercise after work like I had been doing for months and months. Even when I don't get ideal sleep, I'm going strong all day. Thank you, Andrew. I'm a believer and now I have your presentations on auto record on my DVR. I'm going to branch out and try some of your other supplements.
Wow. I mean, strong words, important words from over 3,300 reviews. It's true. My other job, other than being HSN show host, is part-time Andrew Lessman ambassador. I find that's what I tend to do. Just like Sue said in her review, please do share your experience with friends and family, because it is a best kept secret here at HSN. You said about, you know, zero marketing dollars. That's the whole point, Andrew. People learn about these products because of how an impact it has, the benefits it has on them. Obviously, our time is running out, and we do want to make sure that you know that this pricing is sensational today. Special sizing, no doubt about it. If you take a look at the 400 caps, though, that's less than 20 cents per capsule. That is nothing.
20 cents per day, small, easy to swallow capsule. You never take 2 capsules of this. You only take 1 capsule. That's all you need. So despite the high potency, despite the fact that it's like a separate vitamin D and a separate B12 and a separate full B complex, that it also gives you the full complement of key carotenoids, lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin, that it gives you a special form of folate, that it gives you the levels of biotin of my original Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails, all of the most expensive ingredients in a supplement, which are ignored or neglected by the leading multivitamins. Despite that, it's less than 20 cents a day, and it won't upset your stomach, and it will be easy to swallow. I can go on at length about how unique this is, that there's nothing like it that you're going to find in any store. And I wish I could recommend something that's similar in a store. But if you're taking one of the store brand vitamins, I suppose they're better than nothing, but you're still getting a whole bunch of additives and other artificial colors and things like that, which is not in your best interest.
It's better. If you compare it side by side to any of the other leading brands, it's better. And I do want to highlight this, because this is important. When Andrew says about what's inside Essential One, if you just break down what you would typically spend, the retail pricing, the normal costing of the vitamin B12, world-class product, best in the world. Vitamin D3, again, 2,000 IU, $78 there, $72 there. Then you go to calcium, vitamin C, magnesium. It all adds up to a $247 price tag.
Five out of 2 dozen ingredients, and that doesn't even include the value of the lutein, the value of the lycopene, the value of the zeaxanthin, the value of the 5-MTHF, our special form of folate, the value of the biotin, that's equivalent to the initial 20 years ago, our Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nail formula. Typical multivitamins give you 30 micrograms of the biotin, the beauty vitamin biotin, and they're proud of their 30 micrograms. We provide 500 micrograms. So that is truly not just an introductory level, but a really great start to experiencing the benefits of biotin. So this is a product that, again, unlike the leading brands that come in the large rock hard tablets you see here, which are large tablets.
Yes.
It comes in a small capsule, and it's an ultrafine powder in that capsule, so it won't upset your stomach. I'm opening the capsule. You could do this at home. You could open the capsule. You could put it in a smoothie, in your blender. You can mix it with oatmeal, things like that. It's an absolutely mild, neutral powder that is super soluble, so when you swallow that capsule, it goes to work immediately.
And just so you can see, guys, I mean, what we're saying is if any of these tablets look familiar to you, these are already not as good as Andrew's product, because these are heavy on our stomach, they're hard on our bodies, Andrew.
Well, objectively. I mean, tablets, people don't like swallowing tablets. That's why even in the pharmaceutical industry, they often will talk about, or OTC products, they'll talk about gel caps, or they'll talk about gel tabs. And what they do is they'll take a tablet, they'll coat it with gelatin so it looks like a capsule. And it's maybe slippery so it goes down a little bit easier. But if you want a capsule, the soft capsule, and our capsule's squishy, so your throat, your body doesn't have to give way, the capsule yields. So it's easier to swallow, goes down quickly, goes down easily, dissolves quickly, delivers its benefits. So you actually get to enjoy those benefits without a stomach upset, without difficulty swallowing. So as the puppies are coming back.
And that must be our cue to say goodbye. Yes. Lincoln and Marcella here.
Yes. Linky, you want to go home? Want to go home, buddy?
Oh, that's a yes.
They know. Yeah. If I asked him, do you want to go swimming?
Oh, wow. It might be a bit cold for a swim, Andrew, but we could try.
Lincoln knows a few hundred words, and swimming is his favorite thing. And now when I go home, he won't let me forget. He'll run right to the pool. I know. Okay, I promise. We'll go. We'll go swimming.
We'll get our trunks on, and folks, we'll be back later this evening. Andrew, we have our big finale show tonight.
Yes. At, what is it, 9 p.m.?
I think it's 9 p.m. Yes. Yep. I looked at you then, and you looked at me. 8
p.m.
We're both wrong. So